Most bakers think the refrigerator is where dough goes to wait. It's not. It's where dough goes to get better. Today I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside that bowl of dough overnight, and why this one step changes everything about your bread. Whether you're making babka, sourdough, brioche, or a simple sandwich loaf, once you understand the cold retard, you'll never look at your refrigerator the same way again. I'm Henry Hunter, founder of Crust and Crumb Academy and baking great bread at home. If you want to understand your dough, not just follow a recipe, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and stick around. We go deep here every single week. Let's get into it. The refrigerator is not a waiting room. Here's the mistake most home bakers make. They put their dough in the fridge and think, okay, it's just sitting there until I need it. Wrong. The cold doesn't stop fermentation, it shifts it into a lower gear, and that shift is where the magic happens. Shifting into a lower gear. At room temperature, around 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, your yeast is running hard. It's producing gas fast, the dough is rising quickly, and you're on the clock. Drop that temperature down to 38 to 40 degrees, and everything slows down. But it doesn't stop. That's the key. Retarding does not stop fermentation. It extends it and controls it. And that control is worth everything. The microscopic shift. Here's what's actually happening at the microscopic level, and I promise I'll keep this plain. When you lower the temperature, yeast activity drops dramatically. But the bacteria in your dough, they're more cold tolerant. They keep working at a relatively higher rate. Those bacteria produce organic acids, lactic acid and acetic acid, and those acids are exactly what builds complex, developed, deep flavor in your bread. Yeast slows down, bacteria keep working, and your dough gets better while you sleep. 3 miracles in the dark. There are 3 things happening simultaneously during a cold retard. All 3 make your bread better. The first is deep flavor development. Enzymes continue breaking down complex starches into simple sugars, and proteins into amino acids. The result is a weedy, developed flavor profile that fast room temperature fermentation can never achieve. The second is gluten relaxation. Right after mixing, gluten is tight and elastic. It fights you. After an overnight cold retard, it's fully redistributed. It rolls out effortlessly. It holds shape without tearing. The third is butter firming. This one is specific to enriched doughs like babka and brioche. That butter you work so hard to incorporate, it firms back up inside the dough structure overnight. Cold enriched dough shapes like a dream. Room temperature enriched dough is soft, sticky, and almost impossible to work with cleanly. 3 miracles. 1 overnight rest. Complex starches become simple sugars. Enzymes don't sleep. While your yeast is resting in the cold, the enzymes in your dough are still quietly working, breaking down complex starches into simple sugars, breaking proteins into amino acids. The result is a flavor profile that fast fermentation simply can't build. Deep, weedy, developed. You can taste the difference in the finished loaf, not because of a fancy ingredient, because you gave the dough time. Time relaxes the gluten network. If you've ever tried to roll out dough that was just mixed, you know what fighting gluten feels like. It springs back, it tears, it argues with you. After a cold retard, that same dough rolls out like it wants to cooperate. The gluten network has fully relaxed and redistributed. It holds the shape you give it instead of fighting its way back. For babka, for croissants, for anything you need to shape precisely, cold dough is a completely different material to work with. This is the difference between a frustrating Saturday morning and a satisfying one. The Bobka secret. This slide is the reason I built this entire lesson around the Bobka bake-along we're doing this Saturday. Room temperature enriched dough is soft and sticky, impossible to shape precisely. You try to roll it out and it sticks to everything. The filling smears. The layers blur together. Cold enriched dough is firm. The butter inside the structure has solidified. It rolls out clean. The layers stay defined. The twist holds. And when you slice into it after baking, those swirls are dramatic and beautiful. Don't skip the cold retard on your babka. It's not optional. It's the whole secret. Taking back control of your schedule. Here's the practical reason professional bakers use the cold retard every single day. Without the retard, the dough is in charge. You mix, you wait, you rush to shape before it overproofs, you wait again, you bake. The dough dictates your entire day. With the retard, you're in charge. You mix Friday night, you go to sleep, you wake up Saturday morning, shape cold dough that handles perfectly, proof on your timeline, and bake fresh bread whenever you're ready. Temperature is your most powerful dial. Use it to sleep. The master blueprint. Now let's talk about how the cold retard works across different bread types, because the timing and placement changes depending on what you're making. For sourdough, you retard after shaping. You shape your loaf, place it in the banneton, and refrigerate overnight. Bake straight from the refrigerator for maximum oven spring and the most dramatic ear you've ever gotten. For enriched doughs like babka and brioche, you retard before shaping. Mix the dough, bulk ferment briefly at room temperature, then refrigerate overnight. Shape cold in the morning. The cold butter is your best friend. For pizza, you retard after mixing. Many pizza makers cold retard their dough for 24 to 72 hours. That extended cold fermentation develops extraordinary flavor and makes the dough extensible and easy to stretch without fighting you. For yeasted bread, even a simple sandwich loaf, mix the dough in the evening, refrigerate overnight, shape and bake in the morning. Better flavor, more convenient schedule, more consistent results. One technique, 4 different applications. All of them make better bread. Parameters for the perfect retard. A few numbers to keep in your back pocket. Your refrigerator should be running at 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Warmer than that and fermentation stays too active. Cooler and you risk damaging the yeast. For enriched doughs and sourdough, the ideal window is 8 to 24 hours. For pizza dough, you can go up to 72 hours. Beyond those windows, the yeast starts to exhaust and the gluten begins to degrade. Longer isn't always better. Stay in the window. Troubleshooting the cold ferment. 3 questions I get all the time. My dough barely moved in the refrigerator. Is something wrong? No, that's completely normal. Cold retarded dough shows minimal visible rise in the fridge. Fermentation is slow and invisible, but it's continuous. Trust the process. Should I let the dough come to room temperature before I shape it? For enriched doughs, no. Shape it cold. That's the point. The cold butter is your friend. For sourdough that's been retarded after shaping, bake it straight from the refrigerator. Don't let it warm up first. My dough smells really sour. What happened? You likely over-fermented at room temperature before it went into the fridge, or your refrigerator runs warmer than 40 degrees. Check your fridge temperature with a thermometer. It should be 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The takeaway. Your refrigerator is not a holding cell. It's a fermentation chamber. The cold retard is not a shortcut. It's not a convenience trick. It's a technique that actively improves your bread in 3 ways at once. Better flavor, better texture, better handling. Professional bakers use it every single day because it makes better bread and it fits the schedule of a real kitchen. Now you know why. The Saturday Bobka Challenge. This Saturday, we're putting this lesson into practice. Friday night, you're going to mix your babka dough and put it in the refrigerator. That's it. That's your Friday night job. 10 minutes of work. Saturday morning, you're going to pull out that cold dough and feel what it actually means to shape enriched dough the way it's supposed to be shaped. Cold, firm, cooperative, compliant. Pay attention to how it feels when you roll it out. That feeling is the lesson. Come back and tell us what you noticed. Both recipes are in the recipe pantry. Links are in the description below. If this lesson changed how you think about your dough, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of teaching is worth sharing, and it helps other home bakers find content that actually explains the why, not just the what. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Every week we go deeper into the craft, not just recipes, the real understanding behind why bread works the way it does. And if you want to bake alongside hundreds of bakers who are asking the same questions you are, come join us inside Crust and Crumb Academy on School. It's free. The link is in the description. We have Saturday bake-alongs, structured courses, and a community that shows up to help you get better, not just collect likes. This weekend we're baking babka. The cold retard you just learned about is exactly what makes Saturday morning shaping work. Come bake with us. The link is below. I'll see you in there.